Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, "Who am I becoming?" Not in fear, but with awe. Like you're shedding layers you didn't even know you had? Like your soul is waking up from a long sleep and whispering, "It's time"? If you've been feeling different, more distant, more focused, if you've been losing people but gaining peace, if you can no longer fake who you are just to be accepted, then this video is exactly for you. Welcome to Divine Calling, where the chosen ones rise. This isn't just another video. This is a mirror, a message, a moment. By the time we're done, you won't even recognize who you used to be. Let's begin. You've stopped feeling the need to explain yourself to everyone. The old impulse to defend your choices, your silence, your irritation, or your absence is disappearing. Now, you understand that not everyone deserves access to your transformation. You're not cold, you're conscious. This is your soul awakening to a new level of protection. Your sleep feels different. Your body is rejecting what used to feel comfortable. Foods, conversations, even music, all of it begins to feel foreign. You're becoming hyper-aware of everything you consume, physically and spiritually. This is not paranoia, it's preparation. Time has started moving differently. 1 hour feels like a blink, while 5 minutes of conversation with the wrong person feels like eternity. You're beginning to feel energy before words are even spoken. Your intuition is sharpening because you're entering alignment. Your dreams are getting louder, more vivid. But not just at night, during the day. Visions, sudden ideas, a deep pull to something unknown. You're not imagining it. You're remembering what you're here for. The mission is being reactivated inside of you. You're questioning everything you were taught. The systems, the traditions, the timelines. You're not rebelling, you're returning to your inner truth, to your divine rhythm, to your soul's original blueprint. The awakening has begun, and you are right on time. You feel disconnected from things that once brought you joy. Old routines, people, entertainment, they just don't feel the same. It's not boredom, it's evolution. Your spirit is outgrowing your habits. You're no longer a match for who you used to be. You're grieving things that never even happened. Dreams you once had. Plans you were sure would work out, but didn't. This grief is sacred. It's the funeral of your former self. You're not losing your path. You're clearing the way for what's truly yours. Your emotions are on edge. One moment you're calm, the next you're flooded with anger or tears. That's the purge. All the suppressed energy from the version of you that had to survive is being released. Don't suppress it. Honor it. You're making space for your authentic self. You feel invisible in rooms you used to shine in. But that's because you were never meant to shrink yourself for their comfort. You're no longer begging for crumbs at tables you've outgrown. You're building your own altar now, one that honors your truth. The masks are falling off. You can't pretend anymore. You can't fake smiles or force conversations. Your soul demands truth now. In relationships, in work, in how you show up. This isn't you becoming hard. This is you becoming whole. You no longer fear being alone. In fact, you crave it. Silence no longer feels empty. It feels sacred. Solitude becomes a sanctuary where you reconnect with your soul and listen to the whispers you once ignored. The noise of the world fades, and your inner wisdom takes center stage. The more you isolate, the more you observe. You start seeing people for who they truly are. Their energy becomes clearer, their intentions louder. You no longer get entangled in drama or distractions. You're not running from people. You're returning to yourself. You're discovering parts of yourself you didn't know existed. Passions, talents, truths buried under years of noise and conformity. Now that you're alone, you're finally meeting the real you, not the one the world wanted, but the one you were born to be. Solitude teaches you emotional independence. You don't need external reassurance to feel seen. You validate yourself. You nurture yourself. You protect your peace without guilt. And this makes you powerful, because no one can manipulate what you no longer need from them. People misunderstand your withdrawal as distance or arrogance, but that's because they've never known the strength it takes to walk alone. Solitude is not weakness, it's preparation. You're not retreating, you're recalibrating. For your next level, your next mission, your divine calling. Life feels like a constant test lately. Obstacles, delays, disappointments. But what looks like resistance is actually refinement. Diamonds are made under pressure, and you are no exception. You're being shaped for something massive. People are provoking you. Situations are triggering you. But you're starting to respond with wisdom instead of reaction. That shift in behavior means you're leveling up. The tests are there to confirm your growth. You're no longer who you used to be, and life is noticing. The spiritual warfare is real. Strange dreams, unexpected setbacks, emotional heaviness. These are signs that you're a threat to the darkness. The enemy doesn't attack the average. You're being targeted because you carry light, truth, and divine purpose. Instead of asking, why me, you're beginning to ask, what is this teaching me? That question alone shows you're awakening. Victimhood is fading, responsibility is rising. You no longer crumble under pressure, you extract power from it. You're walking through fire, but you're not getting burned. You're being branded, marked for leadership, chosen for a higher path. You're not being broken down, you're being broken open. The pain you're experiencing is not punishment, it's preparation. The spotlight no longer entices you. You once craved recognition, applause, validation. Now you find peace in anonymity. You're no longer chasing attention. You're chasing alignment. The things that once inflated your ego now feel shallow and pointless. Superficial conversations feel unbearable. Gossip, small talk, mindless entertainment, they drain your soul. You long for depth, truth, and raw honesty. You want to connect spirit to spirit, not mask to mask. The surface no longer satisfies the soul within you. You've outgrown performance. You don't have the energy to be what others want anymore. You'd rather be misunderstood for your truth than loved for your lie. Your authenticity is no longer negotiable. You're not pretending, you're purifying. Old patterns keep knocking, but your spirit no longer opens the door. The toxic relationships, the self-sabotage, the emotional addictions, they don't stick like before. Your soul is finally stronger than your past. The healing is real, and it shows. You now choose peace over popularity, silence over noise, inner truth over outer image. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to impress. You're not here to entertain. You're here to evolve. And that shift is everything. Conversations are fading, and group chats are going silent. The people who used to feel like home now feel like history. But this isn't rejection. It's redirection. The universe is clearing the space for new alignments that match your vibration. You no longer beg to be understood. You've accepted that some people will never get it. And that's okay. You don't need to defend your peace. You walk away not because you're bitter, but because your boundaries have become sacred. Some friendships were built on trauma, not truth. You bonded over wounds, not wisdom. Now that you've begun healing, the connection feels forced. Don't mourn what's breaking. Honor what you're becoming. You've outgrown the version of you that attracted them. You're discovering the difference between company and connection. Many surrounded you, but few saw you. Now, you would rather walk alone with clarity than with a crowd that clouds your vision. Solitude is no longer scary. It's liberating. Losing friends used to feel like failure. Now, it feels like freedom. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming clear. You're not lonely. You're selective. The deeper your purpose, the smaller your circle. And that's how it's supposed to be for the chosen. You've stopped overthinking everything. The mental gymnastics that once drained you no longer appeal. You don't need 100 pros and cons. If your gut says no, you walk away. If your soul whispers yes, you move. Even if it makes no sense to anyone else. You can feel the energy of a room before a single word is spoken. The way someone walks, breathes, or avoids eye contact tells you everything. You're not imagining it. You're reading vibrations. Your intuition is becoming a language, and you finally understand it. You've started trusting decisions that scare you. The old you needed certainty. The new you moves with conviction. You've realized faith is stronger than facts. You'd rather leap in alignment than stay stuck in logic. You've outgrown fear-based thinking. The people around you feel the shift. They say you're different, distant, changed. They're right. You don't explain yourself anymore because truth doesn't beg to be understood. You follow your knowing, not their noise. That's power. You're no longer asking for signs. You are the sign. You don't wait for permission. You don't need validation. You've made peace with the unseen. You're led by something bigger than reason, something divine, something real. Temporary highs don't satisfy you anymore. The thrill of quick wins, the buzz of approval, the distractions that once numbed you, they've all lost their taste. You're done with emotional fast food. Now, you want soul nourishment. You wake up thinking about meaning. You question your job, your lifestyle, your relationships. You wonder, is this aligned with my mission? If it's not, you feel it in your bones. You can't fake it anymore. Your soul demands purpose. Even your rest has changed. You don't just want to sleep. You want peace. You don't want mindless entertainment. You want clarity. The urge to scroll has become the urge to build. You're trading comfort for calling, and it's changing everything. People may think you've become boring or obsessed, but they don't understand the fire inside you. You're not chasing hype. You're creating impact. You're not wasting time. You're investing it. Purpose has become your compass, and it never points to the easy path. You feel called to something bigger than you, something sacred, something eternal. You don't know every step, but you trust the direction. You're no longer living for pleasure. You're living for legacy. And that shift has unlocked a new version of you. You've stopped announcing your moves. You no longer feel the urge to prove your progress or share every step. What used to feel like silence now feels like sacred privacy. You understand that growth happens in the shadows, not in the spotlight. The world doesn't see what's happening, but heaven does. Your prayers, your sacrifices, your inner work, all of it is being recorded. Not for applause, but for alignment. You're not being hidden because you're not ready. You're being hidden because you're being refined. It feels like no one understands you right now. Your season feels lonely, invisible, unrewarded. But this is divine strategy. You're in your cocoon, not your cage. You're not being held back. You're being held in place so you don't hatch too early. Opportunities seem to be passing you by. Others are being promoted while you're in pause. But what they're building in public, you're building in power. Your roots are going deeper than their branches. And when your time comes, nothing will stop your rise. You're being trained in secret to carry what others can't. You're not being punished. You're being preserved. For impact, for purpose, for divine timing. Your name is being prepared for rooms your feet haven't stepped in yet. And when you walk in, they'll know why you were kept hidden. The mirror doesn't reflect who you were. And it's supposed to be that way. Your voice sounds different. Your energy feels heavier, more anchored. You're evolving in ways words can't explain. You're becoming the version of yourself you were always meant to be. Old environments feel too small now. What once fit like home now feels like a trap. You walk into old spaces and feel like a stranger. That's not you being arrogant. That's your spirit outgrowing the container it was once compressed into. You think differently. You speak differently. You move with purpose, not impulse. What used to offend you now makes you laugh. What used to excite you now feels empty. You've stepped out of survival mode and into sacred awareness. People will say you've changed. They'll whisper like it's an insult. But for you, it's confirmation. You weren't born to stay the same. You weren't made to remain familiar. You were born to evolve, to ascend, to become divine. This version of you is just the beginning. And even now, you can feel it. You're not done. You're still unfolding, still discovering. One day soon, you'll look back and barely recognize the person you used to be. And that, chosen one, is the proof of your becoming. And now you know, you were never meant to stay the same. You were born to become, to break cycles, to shed false identities, to rise into a version of yourself that not even you could have imagined. This journey isn't for the faint of heart, but you didn't come here to play small. You came here to awaken, to lead, to embody your purpose with fire in your soul and truth in your steps. If this message reached deep into your spirit, tell me, what part of this spoke to your soul the loudest? What did you realize about yourself along the way? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Your journey may be the light someone else needs. And if you made it this far, type Divine Calling below so I know you're one of the chosen ones walking this path with courage. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this isn't the end. It's the ignition. More is coming. And so are you. Stay grounded. Stay chosen. Stay rising.